Hi, I'm Gail Muller, and this is my book, Unlost. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my book. Speaking to you from Cornwall in Falmouth, where I live. This photograph was taken in Cornwall too, on the cover of the book. Although it's not Falmouth, that's on Rinsey Point, and coincidentally, I'm wearing the same jacket. So, Unlost is a story of a grand adventure. It tells the tale of hiking almost 2,200 miles southbound on the Appalachian Trail in the USA. The trail is the longest footpath-only route in the world and covers 14 states of the US through national forests, national parks, and about 18 times up and down Everest is the elevation profile. It's hard, 82 miles of solid up. But that's not all the tale's about. The tale is about my backstory, which is unusual. I suffered for about 15 years with intensive chronic pain, which appeared in my mid-20s. I'd had a dark prognosis earlier in my life about my feet turning in and how my gait was and how that may affect me in later life that I'd kind of ignored. And then in my 20s, chronic pain struck, and I faced what became a long-term illness from something that just started as benignly as a backache. So the story I tell is about coming to terms with something becoming chronic, invisible illness becoming a huge part of your life, the trials and the tribulations of trying to explain to people that you have an illness that people can't see, and the frustration that you face when you're trying to solve it, but healthcare doesn't seem to understand or be able to identify what's wrong with you. There seems to be no hope, and there were very many hopeless days, but the bigger picture for me was never hopeless. I always tended to believe that there would be a solution at the end, somewhere, somehow. I came close to giving up a number of times, and the book talks about how I dealt with my dark depressive periods, how I dealt with figuring out that if I just held on, there were more things I could try. It also discusses the joy and the resilience that can be found when going through something dark and traumatic. And then it takes you out into the wilds of the Appalachian Trail. And the bulk of the book is about the incredible people I met, the stories, the joy, the heartache, the love, the brokenheartedness, the pain, the injuries, the animals, the bears, the frights, the rain and the mud. And most of all, the huge amount of positive joy and hopefulness that there is on the other side of our darkest days, that there's never, ever a time to give up, because tomorrow can always be brighter and there's always a solution that can be found just down the road. So I hope you enjoy the book. I hope you enjoy taking a trip from darkness to light, and I hope that you can see something of yourself in this story, because we all have dark days, no matter what happens to us. But there's always joy and sunshine and potentially a big adventure on the other side of sticking with it for another day or another hour or another week. Things always get better. Enjoy. Come and get unlost with me.